So one of the things that's been a big part of my healing journey, funnily enough, is even though I used to be a chef, I've always had a really difficult relationship with vegetables due to childhood trauma. So I had awful experience as a very young child, became a total child anorexic. Vegetables, just the smell of some of them, even cooking, just made me retch. You know, chewing them was a no-no, so I pretty much lived my childhood just eating carbs and meat and fish. I do like fish, and I do like offal and things like that, so you know, I'm a bit of a weirdo because loads of people don't eat offal. But anyway, one of the things that has come from my trauma healing has been discovering actually for the first time really the true joy of vegetables. When I had my first really significant breakthrough, I mean, I've had lots, you know, over the years, but this was like the big one, and it was thanks to Pete Walker and his amazing complex PTSD book. You know, I put down that book and suddenly I craved different foods. I didn't crave carbs anymore. I wanted a salad, and you know, before, like, I would eat salad if it was slathered in Caesar dressing, and that was about it. But yeah, I craved a salad, and ever since then I've just been like, veg, give me all the greens. So now I'm going even deeper, and I'm slowly discovering, because I used to like be okay with some veg and those I really love, but now I'm actually going down the road of trying the veg that I used to absolutely hate. So I haven't worked up the courage for cauliflower yet, but I'm sure I will over the next few weeks. However, today I was at the greengrocer and I found spinach, and I thought, oh, I don't need this, do I? I thought, let's make cannelloni, spinach ricotta cannelloni. And here's my lovely mix for inside them. All I did was I wilted a big bag of spinach and then mixed in just enough ricotta for it to have a nice texture, seasoned it, and added 1 egg. So that's easy peasy. Next, oh, and chopped it up very small. Lots of chopping after you've squeezed it out, the spinach. Always squeeze out the water after cooking it. So anyway, so I've never made cannelloni before, but I imagine they can't be too complicated, can they? So you're going to get to experience with me my absolutely cocking up making cannelloni. Won't that be fun? Okay, so I made some pasta dough earlier. So it's still a little bit sticky, but that's okay, it always is. I will show you how I work my pasta dough. So to make the pasta dough, super easy, just pile of flour on the table, put an egg in the middle, swish it around, then gather and work until it's like as dry a dough as you can get, and then you rest it for about half an hour. And now we've got a lovely dough that I've just sort of like refloured. Flatten it out as much as possible, just with your hands. Put your pasta roller out on the thickest setting, which is number 0. Pass it through, and now a lot of people who've tried making pasta at home, they have this thing where it's wrinkly. That's because you haven't stretched out the gluten. So you pass it through, fold it over, pass it through again, and we're going to do this again and again. Fold it, turn it quarter of a circle, pass it through, there we go, fold it. Ooh, bit of spinach. Don't want spinach in the pasta though. Turn it round, pass it through. If it starts getting a bit funny, like a bit sticky, you can just add more flour. More flour is good. Flour, fold, turn. Sorry you're not opposite me, but I've got a teeny tiny kitchen, London. So yeah, really trying to make this work with the camera as much as possible. Anyway, pass it through. It's okay to like smush it through if it's a bit thick sometimes. And we're just going to keep on doing this until it develops the right texture. So what is the right texture? Well, it'll be smooth and silky, and it won't really feel like a squidgy dough anymore. It'll have like, you know when you buy fresh pasta from the shops and it's got like that hardness to it that's like silky. So that's what we're aiming for. I like doing this. Listen. Oh, pop. Okay, there we go. So we're nearly there. Just keep passing it through. There we go. Woo. I think a couple more, and we are there. So it's not that many times. Like it's easy. It's easy. So basically, what we're doing is we're stretching out the gluten, which gives us a lovely silky pasta dough that's not going to shrink and wrinkle up. And I don't know if you can see, probably not because the light's shit, but we've got a lovely, smooth, silky, wrinkleless pasta dough. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, because I don't need that much of it, I'm going to, using a pastry scraper, not a knife, because we don't want to ruin our knives or our work surface, I'm going to cut this in half and start passing it through. So, setting 1, pass it through. Setting 2, pass it through. Setting 3, pass it through. Pasta's so easy. Setting 4, don't skip 1, that's how you cock it up. There we go. Setting 5, pass it through. I think 5 is going to be enough. 6 is what I tend to do for like tagliatelle and pasta and stuff. But you know, we do like cannelloni quite thick, don't we? Okay, so let's give this a go. My technique that I'm going to try, which so I haven't researched this at all, I just thought I would have fun trying it out, because why not, and because I am an experienced pastry chef of 10 years, so I can do stuff like this and just work it out as I go along. So, there we go. So I'm cutting it nice and flat. Can you see that okay? Shall I add you closer? There we go. Let's add you a bit closer. Okay. Oh, not ideal, but it'll have to do, won't it? So, what I'm doing now is I've got a little rolling pin, so you can use anything that you can think of. Be creative, as long as it's smooth and flat. There we go. And I'm just going to, okay, we'll do it that way around so that you can see. I'm just going to roll it over until, okay, so we've worked out where the seam is. Give it a little bit of a lip. There we go. Water, because dough goes sticky when you add water to it. And now just press hard as you're rolling it over. And hopefully, unless it's, has it stuck to the, oh, do you know what? Okay, right, so that didn't work because that has stuck to the rolling pin. Now, how? Okay, ish. Okay, I've seen worse. I've seen worse. Kind of looks like a used condom, but that's okay. Okay, let's try technique number 2. Oiling the rolling pin. So this is the thing, right? You can have fun. You can make mistakes. Mistakes are your teachers. Rather than beat yourself up when you fuck something up, just be like, okay, well, what can I learn from this? And next time I'll do it better. And that's totally okay. Right, so let's try it with this. So we've got like that. There we go, there's the lip. So I'm going to make the lip a bit wider this time as well. And then I'm only going to wet this bit so that the edge, so that basically the wet bit hopefully doesn't touch the rolling pin this time. Okay, let's give that a go. Do you think this is going to work? Oh my god! Oh my god, I bet there's a better way to do this. But I'm having fun. There we go. Okay, that's number 2. That's looking a lot better, isn't it? Right. So now I'm going to do it with the rest of the dough, and I'll see you the other side. Right, there we go. So I got better and better at them. Every time I did one, I did it a little bit differently, changing it up. So I started doing them looser around the rolling pin, which helped me slide them off. And I floured them loads before rolling them, which also helped them roll off. So now I've got 4 lovely cannelloni. So I've got a pot boiling water. I'm going to add what is officially called in kitchens a metric fuck ton of salt, because that is how much we want for pasta. If your water isn't disgustingly salty, it's not salty enough for pasta, and I don't care what they say about heart attacks. In they go. Boiling water. Make sure they're nice and open. 1, 2, is exciting! Oh my god! Actual homemade cannelloni. 3. And oh, that's the first one. It's a bit wonky, but I'm stuck to my finger. And 4. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to cook them for 1 or 2 minutes. While they're cooking, I'm going to just clean up a bit. So pasta machines, never wash them. All they get is flour anyway. Just give them a tap. Upside down. There we go. And that's your pasta machine cleaned. I love it. So that's going to go away. Right, these look like, I mean, I'm going to do them a little bit longer just because we've got that seam, haven't we? So hold them under the water, cook a little bit longer. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to, oh, look at that. Oh my God, they're amazing. Right, into here. So obviously you could just pick up your pot and take it to the sink, right? But I'm being fancy. And we have our cannelloni shells. So I'm going to run those under cold water quickly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a bowl and toss them with a tiny little bit of olive oil, which will stop them from sticking together while I'm doing the rest, because we want them to cool down. And if you just leave pasta to cool down, it sticks together. So just any pasta, want to cool it down and not stick it together, toss it in olive oil, okay? Now, if you do baking or anything like that, I really recommend you get one of these. It's called a dough cutter, and not only is it great for cutting the dough without ruining your work surface and ruining your knives, but it's also great for cleaning up. So, if you do baking, you've probably, wait, let me just sift this, get all the bits of pasta dough out of it. There we go. We can chuck these in the compost. So, if you do baking at home, probably absolutely wrecked sponges and got flour everywhere, trying to clean up your work surfaces. Well, here's the trick. Use your pastry cutter and just scrape everything together. If it's like really stuck on, you can do that and it will just unstick any stuck on pastry. And then you just gather it all together. Really easy. There we go. Pop it into a hand. And in the bin or compost it goes. And then, there we go. You can just spray down and wipe down your surface. Easy peasy. Okay, on to the next step. So, I'm going to just quickly rub the inside of my baking dish with a bit of ghee, just because I ran out of butter making creme mousseline earlier, and I forgot to buy some more. So, just rub the inside. There we go. Yum, yum, yum. I guess you could use olive oil if you wanted. And now we've got our lovely cooled down cannelloni, which have worked, and they've stayed together. I'm super happy about that. Woohoo! And I'm going to get a pastry bag. Open it up. So you can use a reusable one if you want. This is me being an ex-chef, and I love my disposables, even though I know they're not super environmentally friendly. But when you use them as much as me, it's just they get cheesy, they get nasty. Even if you're washing them all the time, it's not great. And also, all the different piping tips have different sizes, so you'd have to have like 20 bags, and I don't have the space for them. Okay, so remember when I told you to chop the spinach really finely? This is why, because in order to get it in the cannelloni, we're going to be piping it, and if it's not chopped up properly, there's going to be huge chunks. There we go. Scrape our bowl nice and clean. No wastage, because you wouldn't believe it when you don't scrape your bowl clean. If after I went behind you and scraped it down, there would be a whole cannelloni's worth. Right. There we go. Twist. And we're going to cut the end. Let's see. There we go. let's start with it smaller, and then we'll see if we need to make it bigger. Always a good idea, because you can't make it smaller again afterwards, can you? So, we've got one cannelloni. I'm going to, there we go, stick my fingers in. Looks like a Chinese finger trap. And pop this in. Oh, is this going to work? Oh my god. Ta-da! Except, obviously, there is not going to be enough spinach for 4 of them, is there? You know what? Bloody spinach is the disappearing vegetable, isn't it? That bag I bought was huge. And then as I cook it, just disappears. Whee! Okay, there's 2. Okay, well, let's go for 3. Let's do the big one. Is this even enough spinach for it? No. Let's do the smaller. Let's do the first one, the one I cocked up. No, let's do the big one, because the first one is like really rough. Okay, there we go. So it'll be 3 cannelloni. And pipe, pipe, pipe. Whoop. There we go. Come on. Okay. Make sure we don't waste all of this. There we go. Add it into the other end. There we go. Oh, this is a big boy. So obviously, first time making cannelloni, so they're not all perfect and restaurant and even. They're all different sizes. But you know what? I'm quite proud of that. So now I've got my lovely sauce. So rather than doing tomato, I went seasonal. They had all these beautiful, beautiful squash at the greengrocers. So I bought squash. This is what they call apparently a harlequin squash. I have to say, whoops, I am not up to date on my squash name, so I had to ask. And I cooked it up with some onion and some garlic, added a bit of cream, some parmesan. There we go. And I'm just going to nappe, as we say in French, all over these. There we go. So yeah, this cream, parmesan, just a little bit of cream and parmesan in them after I blended them. There we go. So when it goes in the oven, it should get a nice gratiné top, and if it doesn't, then I'll finish it off under the grill, so it will. Yum yum! Oh my god, oh. So good. And there we have it, ready for the oven. So, in the oven it goes. So I always preheat my oven way hotter than I need it. So I've preheated it at 200 degrees, and now I'm going to turn it down to 180. Because like that, it doesn't get too cold when you open the door, right? Because when you open the door, all the heat goes out. So if you heat it to 180, open the door, all the heat goes out, and then it's like 160. So always heat it hotter and then turn it down. And yeah, that's how we're making cannelloni today. Oh, and this is the thing about cooking. Don't have a goal and work your way towards it and everything's just about getting to the goal. Oh, I want to do it like this, and if it doesn't end up like this, it's fucked. I'm a failure. I didn't manage it. I'm shit at cooking. No. Have fun. Enjoy the process, have ideas, and see where they take you. And if it doesn't work out how you wanted it to, just adapt it. The most important thing is enjoying the process. You'll enjoy it when it's finished. Way more if you enjoy the process than if you treat it like a task. Well, that came out bloody nice, didn't it? Look at that. Woo! Right, so let's serve ourselves some cannelloni. And I've got the fish cooking in here. Oh my god, so exciting! And obviously, this is the thing, right? These are not perfect, but it doesn't matter. Number one rule in life is progression, not perfection. You don't need to be perfect. Anyone who fucking told you your whole life that you need to be perfect was setting you up for failure, not the kind of teachy failure. They're successful, they're edible, they're going to be delicious. And next time I make them, I'll have all the lessons that I learnt this time, and I'll be able to learn more lessons and make them even better. And every time I do them, they'll just get better and better. So, go, have fun with cooking. Have fun with cooking, make mistakes, and let them be your teachers. Enjoy. Seriously though. Look at that! Whee! I would say, lesson to be learnt from this, the pasta's a bit thick, so I will do it thinner next time, but other than that, what a glorious meal.